Tonight's episode is the second of our #AllTheHorror collaboration episodes. Check out @AllTheHorror18 to see everyone else's work.
Time. Selfish by nature, and it waits for no one. But tonight, dear listener, we at Penance RPG bring you another tale from the minds of Nikolai Popsky and Artie McNeil. A tale of a village with a hidden secret, and a party of heroes racing against the clock. So as we wind up the timer, we bid thee stay a while, for this is one of many variations of our 2019 Halloween story.
Welcome to the Penance Halloween special. This episode, it's the Horror Collab Part 2. So, who are you? Where do people know you from? And who is your character you're playing tonight? Starting with Doddle.
I am Frank Eastman from Work Life Imbalance Podcast. People can find me at wlicast.com. And I am playing Doddle Huenkind, who is a Goliath fighter of the barbarian sort of persuasion.
Okay. Next we have Feather on the Wind.
I'm Tom Witty. I'm from the School of Schlock podcast. You can find us on Twitter at School of Schlock. And I'm playing Feather on the Wind. I'm a Tabaxi thief.
Cool. Next we have Friedrich.
Hello, my name is Ryan Sekac. I am also from the School of Schlock podcast, so everything Tom just said applies to me. And tonight I am playing Friedrich Mack, a halfling fighter.
Fantastic. Next we have Lucas.
This is Ryan Altieri. I do not have my own podcast, but I do an awful lot of pod hopping. I'm also known as a podstitute because of all the appearances that I make, and so I proudly wear those monikers. And so tonight I will be playing Lucas, who's a elf/human and a magician. And so this is my very first time doing anything like this. So I feel just like a virgin. So I'm going to have quite the adventure because I have literally no idea what I'm doing. So I will quite literally be rolling with the punches.
Fantastic. And finally, for this episode, we have Strangway.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm from the FlixXRaid podcast. You can find me on Twitter at FlixXRaid and in all your favorite podcasting apps. And tonight I will be playing Strangway Copperfield or Cooperfield. I always screwed my own name. I am playing a dwarf mystic magician.
Fantastic. So, that is the cast for this evening. Let us begin this adventure. So, as per usual with these Halloween episodes, you have all responded to a post on the wall of the tavern requesting work from a guild looking to investigate a missing beast hunter. So as you all arrive in this tavern and take your seats, you're approached by a human in a sort of long leather coat and a tricorn hat who introduces himself as Christoph Raducan. He tells you that one of his best beast hunters, a man called Wilfred Barsh, has stopped responding to any sort of contact for the last 3-4 weeks. And that's when he went to a local village by the name of Dorahirsk to investigate letters they've received at this village and a vampire problem. What do you wish to know?
Can we find out more about the town of Dorahirsk?
The village of Dorahirsk is a strange village. It used to be more famous when the royal family, who as we all know died a few years ago due to plague, used to visit there as a sort of summer home style thing, so there used to be quite a lot of tourism in the town. But since the death of the royal family, there's not been any sort of reason for anyone to go visit there, and the only thing it's known for now is turnips.
Has he ever lost contact with Wilford before?
He says only once, and that was when he got a significant injury. Usually he's very good at letting the guild know where he is, just in case. It's not as if they want him to check in often, they just happy with once a week, but he hasn't seemed to have said anything for a while.
Got it.
How
You were
far
looking
away
for
from
us.
where we currently are?
It's about half a day's travel.
And what kind of turnips are they famous for? Is it just like turnips in general, or do they do something special with them?
It's become known as a sort of turnip plantation, really. It's just all the surrounding land seems to just yield quite a large turnip crop.
How long have the vampire sightings been occurring?
For about the last 6 months, they've received letters from this village. Really weird letters, but full of spelling mistakes and stuff. That basically just said that there is a vampire that has moved into their castle, and they want someone to come down and basically kill the vampire.
Have
But
they been specific as to why they think it's a vampire?
they've just said they think it's a vampire. The only thing that they've mentioned is that they found several sanguinated animals, ranging from small goats and cats and dogs all the way up to horses that are found being completely drained of their blood and left abandoned. There's no people they've mentioned, and it's also, as we all know at this time of year, the end of midsummer. It's not typically vampire season.
These like True Blood vampires or Vampire Diaries, or more like the ones from Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Probably closer to Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I say I'm gonna go visit. It sounds like a fun place. We'll turn up the turnip place.
Sounds a little bit more like it might be a chupacabra to me, but we should go and see.
I figure that letters were written by vampire.
Oh,
Vampires,
you-
bad spellers.
Oh, I see. That's possible. Yeah.
That's what happens when you can only go to night school.
He tells you that the letters all came from the town council.
Well, I mean, they could also be vampires, I suppose.
Is it-
We should go investigate. I mean, the only way we know whether or not a vampire is go and find out if it's a vampire.
So I assume he's offering to pay us.
Yes,
He-
how much?
He tells you he will pay you 100 gold in total. As is tradition with the guild, he'll give you 50 gold up front, and he'll give you 50 on your return with any news.
What's the exchange rate on that kind of currency?
Gold in this city you're in is probably sort of standard custom. 1 gold will buy you your typical food and beer. 2 gold, 3 gold will probably get you a room. 4 gold is enough to get you most things you'd be looking for. It's a fairly good pay.
I say we go.
Just last thing, is there any particular reason that no one else has tried to deal with this situation?
He tells you that they have very limited resources regards to people, effectively. Like, he doesn't have many hunters, and the prospect of sending one hunter after another kind of makes the hunters feel like they're not doing their job right when another hunter gets sent after them. So it's a sort of etiquette no, shall we say.
Ah,
Whereas
Out of
just sending a
curiosity.
small party just to go and check he's alright, that's okay, they're not there to do his job for him.
Out of curiosity, the last time that he was injured and couldn't respond, what was he sent after?
The last time he was injured and he couldn't respond, he was sent after some kind of troll.
Alright. Well, the worst that happens is we all die. I mean,
well, it's a vampire. It may not even be the worst that happens.
that's right.
But
It would be a most bitter first if we were to suffer a different fate.
but I agree with you. We should look.
Okay.
Here, here.
Is there anything else you'd like to know before he takes his leave?
How much for a beer?
He tells you he'll cover the cost of several beers for you.
I would like to drink.
No problem.
Party tonight, then.
Are there any local brothels in this village?
In the village itself, he tells you that The last time he spoke to Wilfred, he mentioned that there was one working girl in the bar, but something was very weird about her.
Oh.
What was weird about her? Wait a minute. In the village we're going to. I see what you mean. I thought you meant in this tavern was right now.
Oh, in the city you're in now, there's many, many brothels if you wanted to for one of them. But in the village you're going to, there's only one inn, which is the one that Wilfred was staying in before they lost contact with him.
Let us rest up and prepare for quest tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
The gentleman stands up, he bows to you all, gives you each your small bag of 50 gold, and takes his leave. You spend the rest of the night drinking the free tab you have behind the bar, and the next morning you awaken, you all bundle yourselves into this rather large looking carriage, and you make your way towards Doralhursk. As it gets into late evening, it sort of climbs over the hill and down into this small hamlet of a town. As you arrive in the sort of stable area, you notice that there are 6 major buildings, major landmarks, as it were, of this town. These are the 6 locations that you'll be a chance to go to whenever you wish during this adventure. They are the castle, which is a single, kind of more like a keep than a castle. It's got one major door in and out, it looks like, which looks like it's had several encounters with people trying to break in over the years, but it's still stood pretty damn firm. You have the stable/blacksmith, where you just got into now, where there is a youngish man working away at an anvil, and there's a sort of stable attached to it. You have...
What does this youngish man working on this anvil look like?
He looks a bit middle-aged, human, but standard for your usual town blacksmith.
Gendry from Game of Thrones?
I never actually thought to give him a proper description, but yeah, sure, we can go with that. So, third building is the town hall. This hall looks like it was built very much in the sort of finery of when the royal family would frequent the area. It's got quite nice architecture and quite nice finery around the building structure itself. The other building is the inn, which again is the only other building in the area that has any kind of remote finery around it. The rest of the buildings look very ramshackle. Then there is the town square, which has a sort of quite large elaborate fountain and a couple of closed market stalls at this point. Then at the back behind the inn is a massive graveyard with this huge tree like leaning over the side of the inn pointing towards the castle. For your first time slot, your choices to go to are the blacksmith stables, the inn and the town hall. Where would you like to start?
Might as well check into the inn.
I was thinking of going up and checking out the young hung anvil worker dude, and that sounds like a fun place to start. Because he might know something.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'm not particularly committed to anything.
Not sure if should go after Thirst Trap now.
I'm sorry, did you say Thirst Trap?
If not now, when? Sure, I'm fine with starting in the blacksmith stables.
See maybe if anyone else is this barmaid is acting strange in this village.
Okay, so you're all happy starting at the blacksmith?
Sure, we pulled in there, why not?
Okay, no problem.
We pulled in, and maybe someone else will pull in. Who knows?
You never know your luck.
Only if they're lucky.
You only know if you try.
So, as you climb off the cart, you hear the sound of an argument coming from within this blacksmith area, and you look over and you see a man in a sort of long black leather coat angrily shouting at the blacksmith, and you hear the argument going back and forth. Would you like to listen to the argument, or would you like to walk into view, or what do you want to do?
Let's listen for a moment.
Yeah, we should listen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Agreed.
You hear,
I am doing you a favor. What are you doing selling me this cheap nonsense? I ask you, can you make arrows? And you say, yes, I can. And now you make this crap. What are you doing?
well, Bill, the problem is,
My name is not Bill.
you asked me if I can make tools. I make shovels, Bill.
My name is not Bill.
Well, I make shovels, I don't make weapons.
I ask you, how hard can it be to make an arrow? An arrow. How hard can you be? What are you doing? And why does it keep getting more expensive?
Well, you see, I need to keep importing silver.
Why do you need to import silver? I gave you silver.
Well, that wasn't enough, Bill, and I'm not...
My name is not Bill!
Well, I just needed enough to try and make these arrows, and you said the last time they weren't balanced.
Godfather, how many times do I just have to say it's an arrow? Just make it balanced and put the silver on the end. I'll be back tomorrow. I expect better.
And as you're sort of standing there, he just sort of walks past you. Do you wish to stop him and talk to him, or do you wish to let him go by?
I wave and go, "Goodbye, Bill."
Bye, Bill.
He turns around to you and goes,
My name is not Bill, you imbecile, stupid villagers!
I don't know. He
carries
seems
on.
pretty sure your name is Bill.
he carries on, like, he just storms off in a foul mood.
Alright,
isn't
I approach the
that
blacksmith
guy?
and I go, "What was up with Bill?"
Oh, you know, Bill, he's got a very bad temper.
Actually, we don't know, Bill. We've just gotten here.
Oh, right, well, right, well, you know, welcome to the village, you know.
Now, just
they're very friendly.
Why don't you take a moment, calm down now. We're not going to yell at you. I don't think anyway. I mean, like I said, we just got here. I mean, why would we yell at you?
The day is still early, who knows?
Can if you want us to.
No, don't.
Right, well, you know, I'm Ferdinand, the blacksmith, and I'm here if you need anything made. You know, I mostly do tools, you know, pickaxes and shovels and all that.
So would you say you're really good with your hands?
Oh, I've not had that many compliments, no, but, you know, I try.
But you know how to drill.
He seems more like a hammering man.
I'm good at hammering, aye.
He's got the young and dumb down.
Yes, it.
While this conversation's going on, I'd like to just look around this blacksmith shop, just look at whatever's on the walls and see.
You can. I'm gonna spend more time with Ferdinand. You go check out whatever.
You should, you know, keep Ferdinand distracted if you can.
Go. Yes, indeed.
I can do that. So Ferdinand, what do you like to do for fun?
Oh, well, I really like making a rake.
Making rakes? Like
Oh,
for
you know,
leaves?
one of them really long pointed things.
Oh,
I don't get many calls for making rakes, though, but I do like making them when I get a chance.
Okay. Do you prefer the top bunk or the bottom bunk?
Oh, well, you know, I sleep on the floor mostly.
Oh.
You know, what I'm used to. When I was growing up with my brothers and sisters, I used to sleep on the floor a lot.
You have many brothers and sisters?
Oh, I had 7 or 8 when I was young, before I moved out of this village.
Oh, what brought you to this village?
Oh, you know, they were needing a blacksmith. So, you know, good job for a young boy. Came over here in my early 20s. Been working here ever since. In my late 30s now, so, you know, look apparently good for me age, according to Miss Rosa.
No, I'd say you look very good for your age. And does all that tenured time in the position leave you with a nice pension?
Oh, you know, I've got a little bit, but, you know, it was more till Bill came here, and now I feel I've spent all me money on this bloody silver for his bloody arrows.
Oh, well, I guess that the crazy-ass leader from across the pond over there didn't have so many fucking tariffs, and you wouldn't have to charge so much for your silver.
Well, you know, it's trying to make a living, you know, and how much time it takes me to, you know, buy the silver and then craft it.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you say he wanted arrows? He wanted arrows made out of silver?
Well, he wanted the tip made of silver. Something about, you know, that being better at killing vampires. I don't know.
It's the tip.
Oh, you just the tip.
Do I see?
When did Bill arrive here?
Oh, Bill arrived about a month ago.
Is he a hunter?
Easiest 50 gold ever. Let's go.
Do I see anything valuable on the walls or in the shop? That,
Most of the stuff is very simple, like, you know, standard tools and stuff like that. It's not really worth much. Most of it's things like hammers, mattocks, axes. Most stuff you get for, like, doing actual work around a sort of farming town.
I'd like to try and swipe a shovel if I can, while he's distracted in conversation.
Yep.
So Ferdinand,
Pick up a shovel. It's yours now.
All right.
Just so you know, in case you ever wonder, I can arch my back until it touches my heels.
Oh, that's impressive, that. Wish I had that kind of flexibility, but, you know, being
That's an
hunched
awfully
over all the
specific
time
talent to
is no
cite in
problem.
this instance. That's... I see.
It's very applicable.
I have a question for you, Ferdinand. Is Bill the only hunter that you've seen recently?
Well, you see, we hired Bill to come into town to kill the vampire, but, you know, he's not been able to kill the vampire and he keeps getting angry at everyone. I mean, he shouted at Mrs. Rosa and she kicked him out of the inn.
So where has he been staying?
Oh, I don't know. He apparently sleeps in some field. I don't know. You need to ask him. He won't talk to me. Well, he doesn't talk to me. He shouts at me every day.
Yes, we saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, I've had worse in me time, I can't lie, but I don't like it when Bill shouts at me. He can be quite vicious.
He sounds it.
I think you should cut a bitch.
Oh, we can't cut Bill.
Plenty of weapons.
Jacob's telling us that he's a holy man,
Bill is a holy man, or Jacob is a holy man?
Oh, Bill, he's got something about him that lets him be forgiven for killing vampires. I don't know, you'd have to speak to Jacob.
We need forgiveness to kill a vampire? Did anyone else know that?
Wait, and
sounds new.
Who is Jacob? Which one is Jacob?
Jacob's the young one that works in the council.
Ah, interesting.
Oh.
It's good of Ernst and Uwe to take him in after what happened to his mother, God rest her soul.
What happened to his mother?
Oh, we don't talk about that anymore. Miss Rosa told me I'm not allowed to tell people that anymore.
Who is
Apparently
Miss
scares them.
Rosa?
She's the innkeeper.
Oh.
Look, Ferdinand, we're your friends. I mean, you've been talking to us for 5 whole minutes now. You can tell us what happened.
Come on, Ferdinand. If you give us a little bit of information that we're looking for, we could make it definitely worth your time.
That's true, yeah.
Suppose that would be quite nice. Well, you won't tell Miss Rosa I told you, will you?
Of course not.
Just like every boy in drama class, promise you won't tell. There you go.
Right, well, Jacob's mother, she was found out covered in blood in the woods when he was very young.
Oh my.
And she was found out there, and Miss Rosa and, a couple of others found her, and, they dealt with the body, and Melchizedek did most of the burial achievement, and all that.
How are the accommodations at the inn over there, Ferdinand?
Oh, well, there's a couple of rooms over there. I mean, that's where Bill used to stay before Miss Rosa kicked him out. And there's been a few, queer folk staying over there as well. Some rich folk from the town.
What sort of rich folk?
Oh, there's these gentlemen, they turn up in quite a lot of finery, and they go in the inn. I think they're going to see, the tall one.
The tall
Brumilda.
What?
It's exceptionally vague. Oh, the Imilda?
Brumilda.
Oh, Brumilda.
Quite unique is Brumilda. I don't really see the appeal myself, but a lot of these strange gentlemen be coming on the carriages, be going to that inn, seeing Brumilda, and then they've got this queer look on their face when they come back out. It's weird.
That's
it's like they've been given this huge shock, and then they, just get back in their carriage and go away. You don't talk to anyone else.
They ever come back? Is it the different?
No, there's lots of different ones. They never seem to come back themselves, but it's all sort of gently fine. I mean, the last one came down here, and I offered, if he wanted any shovels or anything. He told me that the Guild of Astronomy don't need no shovel.
The Guild of Astronomy?
Aye.
Yeah, I suppose they wouldn't need a shovel. No digging in the stars.
Why would you want to look at the stars? Ridiculous. Keep your eyes on the ground.
And dig.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Everyone looks
Ferdinand,
at the
this
sky
has all
occasionally,
been
Steinway.
very thrilling, but I think we should go check out what's going on over at the inn and certainly get our rooms for this evening so we have somewhere to stay and not have to sleep on the field or the floor.
Alright, well, I usually meet Melchizedek in there, so I'll come over with you shortly.
Oh, you can come over there, definitely.
So, as some of you are talking to Ferdinand, you hear a sort of sound by the horses. So can Feather and Strangway and Doddle please roll me a awareness check.
Okay.
See what you notice.
Excellent.
So one of you, which is Feather, hears this sort of sound of the horses moving a lot and pokes their head round to look and see what's happening, and they hear and they see the sight of a very thin looking man with scrawny sort of long white hair jump backwards, drop a quite large bucket and run at full pelt away from you.
I yell out to our comrades here and I chase after him.
Okay.
Got someone running here.
What?
Okay,
Doddle
so
will check what's in the bucket.
all of you sort of move quickly to where you saw him stand, and he's moving at lightning speed, and he seems to run back to the castle and slam the door behind him. At this point, Ferdinand catches up to you, quite breathless, and goes, What was it? What'd you see?
A scrawny man, white hair.
Was that bastard vampire after me horse again?
You're not gonna get me bloody horse again, you bastard!
What's in the bucket, speaking of the horse?
Oh, I don't know what he does, but, the other day I found him. He put a cloak over my horse's head, and he was standing next to it doing something awful weird. And then when I jumped on him and went, "What you doing?" he sort of squeaked and pulled up his trousers and then ran away.
Just like Equus.
Yes, that's weird.
I'm not really sure what he was doing, but he had a bucket with him and all. I quite like that one.
I'll agree with the Equus sounding assessment of all of this. What's in the bucket?
You just look at the bucket. At the bottom of the bucket seems to be very, very dried blood, like a very thin layer of very dried blood.
Can we look at the horse? Is the horse got a wound or anything?
The horse is looking very angry, but it's not got any wounds on it. He goes, "Oh, it's that vampire, right? You look at this one," and he gestures over to the horse and says, "Now, before I point at this, you got to be very careful, because if you get too close, it'll kick you. You don't like anyone near it after that bloody vampire came near it." And
okay.
We will get consent from the horse first. We are responsible.
And he stands at like full width, and he points with his finger at the neck of the horse, and you see this very small, it's about an inch deep, it looks about the size of a tooth, wound in the horse's neck. He's like, "See that vampire? He did that to the horse. Don't know what he was doing, but poor Flame
looks like
here,
a chupacabra.
Flame's not happy, and won't let anyone near her with anything now. Don't really know what we're going to tell her owner."
Who is her owner?
"Oh, it's Bill.
Oh.
He won't be happy, but, one of them don't tell him things. He thinks his horse is being cared for.
I
He
get a
hasn't
little
paid me either for looking after his horse, so the bastard can get what he can get, but I feel bad making the horse suffer."
The horse is already suffering being Bill's horse.
"Oh, well, he seems to like that horse. It's one of the only thing he spends time with. Oh, when he's not up that tree, of course."
Up the tree?
The tree?
Alright, you look there, and he points, and you see Bill in the graveyard climbing up the tree and sitting into the tree and seeming to sort of rest with his crossbow pointing towards the castle. And he goes, "Aye, Bill sits there every night, and he watches that castle door. I'm surprised he missed the bastard, but then again he was shouting at me this evening, so, there's another excuse why Bill hadn't killed it this day. But he sits there all the time."
Wait, so are we to understand that he was just sitting tree the whole time and he didn't notice this thing down here when it shrieked and ran away and slammed the door?
He's only just got back there, see? He's been too busy shouting at me and taking his time getting back there.
This man does not seem very smart.
I don't want to say about it, but, he gets very angry very easily, does Bill. I mean, the children, they started singing songs about him.
Oh, can you sing the songs?
Oh, I'm not a very good singer, no, but, they were singing songs about how the children think he's a bird. And he don't like that, does Bill. He gets very angry if children call him a bird.
Birdman.
I imagine so, yes. Yeah.
So,
no one wants to be Michael Keaton.
question. Were we hired to kill vampire?
Yes, we were. Yeah.
Not find Bill?
Well, the problem is, the person we're looking for is named Wilford, and it could be that Wilford is Bill, but hard to say. I suppose we could just ask him. We know where he is. He's in the tree.
We should invite him out for a drink.
Oh, we don't go that inn anymore. Not since Miss Sararosa kicked him out. We won't go near it. Him and her don't see eye to eye anymore.
I suppose that's fair. We should ask Miss Sararosa about what exactly she kicked him out over.
Right now, we think that someone's been transporting buckets of blood that they're taking from the horses back into the keep for unknown reasons.
That does seem awfully vampire-like, but both Lucas and I have now mentioned the chupacabra, which I'm still willing to think might be a theory here.
It's possible.
I think it's chupacabra season.
Well, there's a lot of bad blood in the town about Bill ever since he shot Mr. Goggins.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, that's news.
Homicide or self-defense?
Well, you see, what happened is that Mrs. Goggins said good morning to Bill, and Bill told her to suck cocks in hell.
Pazuzu says the same thing.
Then Mr. Goggins, being the man that he was, said to Bill, "You ain't talking to my wife like that, take it back." And Bill said, "Fuck you." So Mr. Goggins, he said, "I'm challenging you to a duel." And he held his big shovel up and he was like, "I'm gonna smash your face in, Bill." And Bill yelled at him and said, "If you deal with me, you'll regret it." And Mr. Goggins said, "I don't care, you son of a bitch." Then Bill shot Mr. Goggins in the face.
Avisa understands that you just sort of watched all of this happen?
Well, I wasn't there, but, I was told by Melchizedek he was there.
Has this kind of murder and bad luck haunted the town for a while now? Seems like people
it's
just...
been about since that vampire moved in, to be honest, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Ever since he moved in, Mrs. Arterosa went up to him and offered him one of them nice trays of, food she does. That vampire looked her straight in the eye and said he don't eat human food and slammed the door in her face.
Where's this
Ungrateful
vampire?
bastards.
Vegan.
Aye.
Where does the vampire live?
Oh, he's that bastard in the keep you saw there, that scrawny bastard.
The scrawny white-haired fellow.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to go to the inn or talk to Bill or...
Doddle is making an apt point here. I mean, maybe it might be worth just making sure that Bill isn't Wilford.
Easiest 100 gold.
I suppose that's fair.
He's not wrong.
So, tell you the locations that there's stuff happening for the next slot, and you can decide where you want to go.
Okay.
All right.
So, your choices are the castle, the inn, or the graveyard. So, it's up to you.
Oh, so he's in the tree that's leaning against the
It's
inn that's
in-
pointing at the castle from the graveyard. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
He's in the tree is near the graveyard, right? Or in the graveyard?
The tree's in the middle of the graveyard.
In the middle of the graveyard. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the tree that he's in, right?
So we need to decide if we want to go check things out with Bill, go figure out what's happening with the inn and this strange woman that's there, or try the castle.
I say Bill.
Go talk to Bill.
Probably Bill.
I think Bill.
All right.
Bill.
So, you want to go to the
Bill.
graveyard?
Yes.
So it sounds like the graveyard is a tree.
Okay. So, you sort of watch Ferdinand shut up shop and he goes off to the inn. The rest of you all sort of follow him down the hill, and then you head past the inn and round into the graveyard. As you walk into the graveyard, you notice that every inch of this graveyard seems to be covered in, crops. It's like the tops of all the graves seem to be covered with a thin layer of what looks like some sort of herb. Between the graves seems to have plots dug with growing plants. There seems to be trestles on the walls outside. They seem to have things all snaked around it. And as you get closer to the middle of the graveyard, you notice that there's a couple of odd footprints through the herbs leading towards the tree. In the tree itself, you see a single figure leaning over a very large crossbow pointing towards the castle. What do you do?
Hail! You in the tree? What are you doing?
Why don't they leave me alone? Yes, what is it this time?
I've been sent to this town, and I'm looking for a man by the name of Wilford. You wouldn't happen to know him, would you?
Wilford?
Yes.
Oh, God damn it, what has he done now? Who have you been speaking to?
Radigan?
A man by the name of
Radagast?
Radagast.
Radagast? I don't know anyone called Radagast.
Sputin?
Radicand.
Oh,
Christoph Radicand.
Yes.
Christoph? Oh, Christoph. Wait. Why have you been talking to Christoph? Who are you people?
Well, he hired us to come here and look for Wilford and confirm this vampire question.
Oh, God.
When Wilfred failed to
I've-
report back.
What? I've only been away 2 weeks. I mean, it's not been that long.
So are you Wilfred then?
Yes, I am Wilfred.
Okay.
We're the vampire busters.
Very good. Okay.
Well, we were told to come and find out how you were doing, so how are you doing?
Okay, I'm fine, but this bastard village is full of just nincompoops. I'm sick of these bastards. I want to be at home. I want to be away from here.
Then why don't you go home?
Because my reputation, I've sworn that I will kill this vampire, and I cannot leave until my mark is done.
Okay. So you think it's a vampire then?
I've been paid to kill the scrawny creature they call vampire. Whether I think it's a vampire or not, I've been told to kill it.
So, take a horse, tie up in field, wait, shoot horseburgerer, job done.
You know, that actually isn't a terrible idea.
Does make a lot of sense. I mean, it seems like you're sitting in the middle of a graveyard waiting for a guy to just wander out, and it's been 2 weeks and you haven't gotten him. I mean, aren't you? You're a hunter, right?
Long. First of all, I arrived here and I got put up in the inn, and that fat bitch of an innkeeper tried to sell me her slop, and I'm like, I don't eat this shit. What is this you're selling? What is this shit? And then I go here and I try to shoot the vampire, but the villagers keep coming to talk to me because someone told them I'm a fucking bishop or something. And every day it's like, my child did something wrong. And I'm like, I don't care. Take your brat away from me. And it's like, oh, I don't want my child to go to hell. And I'm like, I don't care, your child belongs in hell. It's raised by a bitch like you. But every day I get one of them coming to me and they're like, hey, Bill! And I'm like, fuck you all. Sick of you bastards every day. Every fucking day, every morning with their songs. Oh, god damn their songs.
You
Every
always this cheerful?
morning.
Are you always this cheerful, or just special for us today?
I have been sleeping in a field for the past, I don't know how long now. I just want to kill this vampire, but every day, something happens. They get away my target, they yell at me the second I take my shot and I miss. I just want to be away from this bastard village. I don't care if it burns down after I'm gone, I just want to be away from here.
You're in quite a mood, Wilford.
How much were you being paid? Because maybe we could pay you.
2,000.
You could get out of here, and then we'll finish up with the job, and you can be out of this draconian place.
I cannot leave. My mark is on that target. I have given my blood oath I will kill it. Therefore, I will kill it. I cannot forsake that. It is my oath.
So if it lives in the castle and you just sit in this tree, why don't you just go into the castle?
Yeah, don't believe me. I have tried that. If you go to the castle and look at every other door has been sealed shut with lead now. They cannot escape through any door or any exit. There's no other way out but that door. And I cannot break through that door because it's reinforced and several hundred bolts on the other side. So, I lock every other door, I make sure he cannot leave any other way, and I watch this one door. He has to leave and I will kill him. Just so these bastard villagers can leave me alone long enough for me to do it.
What if he changes into a bat and flies out the window?
He's not a vampire bat. If anything, I think he's a cultist, but I don't know. I've been paid to kill him. He's definitely not a vampire, but what do I care anymore? I've just been paid to kill him.
Doddle has second plan. Dress up like horse. Go lie down in field. Wait for nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
I like this plan better than the first one.
Good plan.
The plan works.
Could we kill this man cultist vampire for you and bring some kind of trophy from him back to you, and will that fulfill your blood oath, your contract?
As long as it dies.
Bring you his broomstick. Will that suffice?
I cannot leave until I have given the body to that stupid old bastard who works in the council.
Well, might it not be better? Now, if he's just a cultist, I mean, something has been... I mean, I suppose he could have been the thing taking our blood for no reason. It just seems to me that maybe we might need to figure out if there's something else going on here, but maybe
I can tell you for sure he is definitely not a vampire, but, well, from what I can tell, he's not a vampire, you know. He doesn't have the usual swagger, as it were, for a vampire. He's too squeaky.
You sit in this tree until you get tired, and then you sleep in a field, and you wait for him to...
I stare at that castle every night till dawn, then I go and sleep for a few hours in the fields, and I miss my own bed.
Why don't you just stand next to the door?
Because if I wait by the door, he will never come out at all.
He's not coming out
here,
anyway.
I've got a chance of him trying to get out.
Well, in fairness, he did come out yesterday. I mean, we just saw him. Well, it wasn't even yesterday. It was what? It was 20 minutes ago? We saw him just now.
Yeah.
Oh, you...
Just over at the black... Are you yelling at the kid?
This is what you do, Bill. You get yourself a brown box that's got a black smiley face on it. You put that brown box with the smiley face on the doorstep by the door, and I guarantee you that he's going to come out and he's going to get that box, and then you'll be able to kill him.
I wish it was that simple. I've never heard of this trick before. Where did you learn it?
I learned it at my Shopaholics Anonymous meeting. I have a love-hate relationship with the said brown box with the black smiley face on the front of it.
I see. Well, when I have been up before, I just hear it squeaking against the back of the door. It seems to get panicked that I went up. I went up and tried to open the door several times. Tried to put an axe through the door, it's reinforced. I tried lots of other things. I even tried to see if I could remove the hinges, but they're all inside. It's a proper old medieval door. It's not going to be opened easily.
looking at the castle from our vantage point, are there any visible, like, windows above the...
There's no windows. The only other way in is possibly that chimney. And he points up to the roof of the castle and you see a chimney with slight smoke coming out of it. And he goes, but if you think you can scale a 20-foot chimney down to the burning flame below, you go ahead. I'm not going to chance it.
Ooh, this is exactly the kind of thing that I like to do. Yes, I would love. I think I could scale that chimney. I mean, I might burn myself to death, but I'd love to try.
You are welcome to those small, compact spaces, my friend. Welcome to them.
Dodd'll still think just put horse in field.
Since we're in a graveyard, do I notice anything significant about the graves themselves other than they're covered in herbs and crops? Are there any graves, mausoleums, anything that stand out to me?
Not really, no. Most of the graves are just long. I mean, it's like every time there's like an inch of space, it seems to be used for making crops. It's literally, you can't even read a lot of the names in the graves for all the plants that are growing over them.
Huh.
Good use of space, I suppose.
Well fertilized.
Scout cookies. Anybody's gonna come out of the front door from some Samoas.
What is Samoas?
Delicious.
Delicious. It's like crack.
Crack.
Well, I think maybe we can find a middle ground between this idea and Doddle's idea. It seems to me that animal, instead of cookies, likes horse blood. So, what if?
See, that is the thing. If it was a true vampire, there'd be bodies falling left and right. There's no bodies here.
Well, there was the one.
There was no bodies here. There's only
No, there was the one. There was the woman who died in the field in blood. There was the one. What was her name? I already forgot.
Oh, some dude's mom.
Someone's mother. Come on, we just heard the story 10 minutes ago.
Nobody found since I got here. Ever since I got here, the only thing that's happened is one of their horses have been killed.
Actually, they said this happened right around when you first arrived.
No, I thought that was a while.
Oh no, that's right. They've been unlucky.
This is the thing we promised not to tell anyone about, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. It is, but I figured that. No. We promised not to tell what's her name, Mama Rosa.
Santa Rosa, the fat pig in the inn.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, boy.
That's not the right way to talk about. Okay. The point is that someone's mother was brutally murdered. Oh boy, you get fixated in an awful hurry, don't you?
Sounds like she had it coming. She had it coming, and she only had herself to blame.
I might have done the same if I had been there, but that's not the point right now. All of this is being set aside. The woman, she was found dead, covered in blood, in the middle of a field.
Who is this? I've never heard of this.
Well, maybe if you were nicer to people. But a boy's mother was found dead in a field.
Covered in blood.
About 2 weeks. I guess if you've been here for 2 weeks, then maybe it was 2 weeks before you arrived.
I don't know anything about this.
Maybe we got this all wrong. Maybe that boy's best friend was his mother.
I've heard that said.
It's possible.
Well,
maybe an anvil hammer dude is not the most reliable source of information, and I was not thinking very clearly when we were interviewing him.
I gotta be honest, I kind of think, and I kind of whisper this over to our group, I think Bill here seems like kind of a crappy hunter. I think we just need to leave him to his own devices and we can solve this problem on our own.
I agree.
Maybe we just leave him in the tree.
Get bonus if solve problem.
All right, let's move on to the next area, I think.
He did just say he was getting paid 2,000 gold, so I think we're getting shortchanged here, but that's...
Hey, that's it, or we can...
Actually, at this point, we found him. We could go back and, there's nothing
It is
wrong.
true.
There's nothing we got paid to do.
That's what Doddle been saying for the last hour.
Doddle has had a point for the last hour.
We weren't hired to kill the vampire. That's his job. We were just hired to come find him and find out what's taking him so long.
Yeah, but I think that he's not going to kill the vampire. Well, okay, we shouldn't have this conversation with him 10 feet away. Thank you very much for your help, Wilfred.
We appreciate it, Bill.
Take Doddle advice about putting horse costume on. Solve problem very quick.
Well met, Wilfred. Good luck with your hunt.
He sort of waves at you a bit and goes back to...
The odds be ever in your favor.
Okay, so as it's slowly coming into morning, your choices are the castle, the blacksmith, the town hall, the inn, or the town square.
Oh, we have 5
A lot
now.
of options.
Which looks like it has the most going on.
There's definitely a sort of gathering in the town square. The castle seems deserted, the blacksmith seems just to be Ferdinand working on his own. So if you're looking for the most active, then it definitely looks like it's town square.
I say we go to the town square.
The square sounds lit. Let's go there.
Agreed.
All right.
Okay. So you walk to the town square, you see a couple of stalls setting up for sort of morning thing. You notice a man in very sort of dirty clothes setting up a stall full of vegetables. You see a sort of late teens girl sort of running back and forth in the stalls, picking up items and sort of like looking, evaluating them for sort of like cooking purposes. And you see a sort of oldish man in what looks like a council robe. He's got a couple of helpers bringing like what looks like small cloth bags of something into the middle of the town square, and looks like he's preparing to give a speech. What do you do?
I approach the old man.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. You're new, aren't you? Wonderful. We've got some new blood in that town. Have you come to live here and join us in Dorowhursk?
No, not at all. I've just come to find out more information about the town.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I think you'll be very, very happy with what we have for you. And you'll love to come visit our city in future times. I mean, we're not just known for our turnips, you know. No. We are far better than that.
All. You're also known for having a vampire.
Oh, that's just a small thing. We're taking care of it. Don't worry about that. There's nothing to worry about. But
Are you
now you've mentioned it, everybody, your town council love you, as you well know, and we have just signed a deal to make sure every one of you gets something else to keep you safe from the vampire.
Oh,
Everyone starts going like,
deal. That's not good.
Well, everybody, please step forward and collect your small bag of cloves. This is to keep you safe from the vampire. So, if everyone has this on them at all times, and if you see a vampire, you wave it at him like a big sort of bag of some stuff, and he'll go, ah, and run away, because vampires don't like them. So everybody, please take a small bag, keep it on you at all times, and remember, do not try and eat them. They're not very nice for consumption. So, everybody just come round, take a bag, and remember, if your friend's not here, but you're seeing them later, take one for them too. Make sure everybody has a bag. And as for you, my dear friend, you can have one just for talking to me. Here we go, sir. And he hands you a small bag of cloves.
Doddle will take a bag of clothes.
Okay.
I'm going to just casually walk amongst the crowd and pick a couple pockets while they're going up to get clothes.
Yep, you get a couple of small coins, you get a couple of weird, like, it's a very sort of farmer stuff, so a couple of like, bottle caps and stuff like that, nothing really valuable.
I want to ask the councilman if I can put on a magic show and rent a booth.
Oh, a magic show, that's wonderful. I haven't seen proper magic in years. I mean, not since I was a young boy. We had a trader come once. He was a marvellous chap. He had a big stage and a wonderful top hat. I'd always fancied myself in a top hat. Why don't I go and get one? I should speak to Jacob about getting myself a top hat. That's a great idea.
Pardon me, Councilman. Can I ask you a question?
Oh yes, good boy. Are you thinking about moving to Dorowhursk now? You've seen our wonderful custom and friendship. Fantastic. I mean, we've just had some new houses built on the east side.
You don't say. My question for you is about with this vampire that's about and on the loose. Have you had any incidents with it attacking people, or just...
Oh, no. Our city is well looked after. Your town council cares about you. No one's going to be attacked here. I mean, the neighboring villages, they've apparently had many vampire attacks, but not us. We've not had a single one, because your town council knows how to look after all of you.
There's a mayor of a small island off the coast of Massachusetts who said some very similar things.
Oh, I'm not familiar with this. Do tell me more. I love hearing about the foreign places.
It didn't end well for him.
This is an unusual man.
Well, I'm sure the people were very happy with all the work he did, because I'm sure he sounds like a top-class man.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So, surrounding area has vampire problem?
We asked the hunter, and the hunter said it was something about shitting and eating or something like that. I wasn't really paying attention, But, we think that your village is here, lovely Doralhurst, picturesque Doralhurst, a beautiful place for you to settle and bring all your family.
No, it's quite Dickensian.
That is a big word. I wish I knew what it meant. I'll ask Jacob what it means later. Can you write it down for me? I don't have any paper or anything, but if you could write it down, that'd be great. I can ask Jacob what it means later.
Who's this Jacob you keep referring to?
Oh, Jacob. Jacob's the councilman, the sort of young man that works in the council with us.
How many people are on this council?
Oh, it's only 3 of us. It's me, the fine self you're sitting in front of you. Ernst, I don't know where Ernst is. I think he might be working at this point. And Jacob, the young man.
Is Jacob seeing anybody in the village right now?
Oh, Jacob, no, he's quite a loner, really. I mean, we always joke that he should get together with Astrid. I mean, they make a lovely couple. I mean, she is sort of young, but Santa Rosa says that she doesn't want her daughter mixed up in politics,
And so Astrid is Santa Rosa's daughter then?
Oh, yes. A lovely girl. Works in the inn, makes all those delicious meals, If you want a good meal in Doralhurst, you can go to the inn and get a fine big bowl of food made by that lovely girl.
Look,
I
between
heard
us...
that the food in the inn was not that good.
Oh, the food's wonderful. I mean, we've had it for generations. I mean, I know Astrid's only started taking over, but she's very, very good, very eager to learn. But, it's not just turnips anymore. No, we're actually branching out. We've got all these wonderful new foods. It's wonderful.
Like what? Tell me more.
Well, Melchizedek is now growing, what's the thing that he grew? That strange plant that he grew. That is very nice and tasty once it's cooked, apparently. I don't know what it's called, but it doesn't matter. It's one of those tasty things. Ask Melchizedek over there. And he points over to the man in the sort of grubby outfit. Because he grows all the plants now. Well, the ones that aren't turnips, of course.
I whispered to the group, this is also the man who apparently witnessed everything that the blacksmith was talking about when we spoke to him.
Well, thank you for your advice, and I head over to Mizadek.
No problem. If you ever have any problem, just come speak. Your town council is listening at all times.
What was your name?
Oh, I'm Uwe.
Uwe?
Yeah.
Uwe.
Very nice to meet you, Uwe, and, saying things as we're walking away like the town council is listening at all times is a bit weird. Okay, well, see you later.
Your town council takes everything on board and listens to feedback.
You don't even know where Ernst is. And I walk away.
What if vampires are scared of horse buggers?
Go on.
I mean, who isn't?
It's a distinct possibility, but where are you going with this?
Tell me more.
Rest of area has vampire problem. No horse buggerer. This town, horse buggerer. No vampire problem.
Oh, I see, yes. Well, I think he might have been lying about the town not having a vampire problem. However, if he's not wrong, this is a theory we can consider.
I was almost wondering if it was the turnips. But who knows, maybe it's the cloves. The cloves might be helping.
Can I roll a lore check?
Sure.
I guess I want to see if I know whether or not cloves are, according to any version of the universe, help against vampires. Sure. Any kind of...
Do a lore or nature check.
Great.
If we can't use them to fight the vampire, we can put them in a pumpkin pie.
It's true.
Yes.
There is no known link between vampires and cloves.
Okay.
I hear if you cook ham with cloves, it's delicious.
Well, we might as well do that for all the good that they do. But,
Maybe the inn has ham with cloves.
Well, if they don't yet, we might be able to put it on the menu.
Or we can start a new inn. A better inn.
Village inn.
There's got to be another way into the keep, right? Is it possible there might be a passage from the inn or one of the other buildings?
I will volunteer to
town?
scale the shaft of the chimney.
Well, that's very brave of you, but you'd be going down the chimney onto a lit fire by the smoke. Let's talk to Melchizedek and get a little bit more information about this dead woman.
Okay.
What about the realtor that sold the vampire the castle? He or she probably knows something.
Would they have known it was a vampire? And I've read that book. It didn't turn out well for the realtor. He might be hard to find.
Renfield, you idiot.
You idiot.
All right, well, yeah, let's speak with...
Why don't we just knock on the door? No one's actually knocked on the door. They do all this creepy shit to talk to this guy that's living in the castle, but nobody's actually just knocked on the door.
Bill knocked on door. No answer.
He did?
With an X. I mean, he tried to chop through the door. I thought of that too. I suppose maybe Lucas might have a point. Maybe there's a difference to a person on the other side of the door.
Well, we could combine the idea of making pie with the cloves and then bring the pie like a housewarming gift to the castle.
It's better than a Jell-O mold.
Doddle has
Absolutely.
no idea.
Well, but see now, hold on, because Santa Rosa apparently tried that. Oh, but he did at least open the door for her.
True.
All right, let's make a pie.
Fair enough.
Solving problems through snack foods. I like this.
Wait, is a pie considered a snack food?
Do any of us know how to cook?
If you believe in yourself, it does.
I don't have a skill in that, no.
Is that like a nature check?
I have a skill in
You know,
alchemy.
I did actually have, on the original sheet, I did have baking rather than cooking, but I thought no one's going to put points in baking. I'll take it out.
Look what you've done. You thwarted our whole plan with your logistics.
Let's try baking a pie.
Did anyone
I'm
happen
for
to put a
this.
skill rank in etiquette?
No.
Or alchemy?
Where are you going to go to cook this pie?
Well,
We would have to go to the inn, I guess.
probably we would have to go to the inn.
Your
use
choice for
their
the
ovens.
next location, when you do want to go, is the castle, the blacksmith, the town hall, and the inn.
I thought we wanted to talk to the old man.
Oh, that's true. We do want to talk to the old man probably before we leave
Melchizedek.
here, right? Just make
Yeah,
sure.
we wanted to talk to Melchizedek. Or...
Okay. So you
Before
walk
we
up
left
to him
this
and you
location.
go, sort of goes, want some vegetables?
What kind of vegetables? I'm thinking about making a pie.
We've got zucchini and squash and cress. Got a lovely bit of cress. I mean, he shows you that you recognise it as the herb that's growing over all the graves. It seems to be this cress, and he's got like a huge tray of cress. He's like, lovely bit of cress.
My goodness.
What a pumpkin.
We've not tried pumpkin yet. You know, we've got a lot of take for squash at the moment. Apparently goes down very well with Miss Astrid.
What kind of squash is it?
Oh, I think it's butternut.
I can make a lovely butternut squash pie.
Oh, it'll go
It's
well
still
in
good
pie,
pie.
does it?
Yes.
Oh, that's good to know.
I'm just curious. Is this the cress? I mean, it looks delightful. Is there any reason that it seems that you garden this in your town graveyard?
Well, what else are we meant to do with it? Just lying peeps of earth. You know, you can plant some lovely cress in it, water it several times a day, and you get a lovely crop.
Well, I suppose that's fair enough.
You know,
Must be a very versatile herb. You must be able to
Boy.
do an awful lot with it.
you can do a lot with cress. You can eat it.
What else?
You don't need to
You
do anything else.
smoke
You
it?
just need to eat it.
What do you eat it with?
You eat it with cress. You can put it on sandwiches. You can put it in pies. And it
Not
always
terribly.
tastes like cress.
Not terribly imaginative, these people.
No.
So it's a spam sketch from Monty Python.
It is.
What is flavor profile of cress?
Well, it's not quite grass, but it's better than anything else. Apart from beef. We don't get beef much in this country anymore.
Any
yes.
reason?
Well, you know, since we took over the turnips, the cattle don't really agree with turnip farming.
Ever since the great cattle exodus of 1723.
Oh, are you familiar with it?
I am actually, yes. My family also suffered from this. Yes.
Oh, terrible that, terrible.
Yes, fortunately for us, we also raised huge numbers of chickens. But yes, we were sad to see the cows go.
Where did the cows go?
No one knows.
Sandwiches.
Oh, aye. Lovely
Alright, so-
cress sandwich, you know. Lovely and filling is cress.
How much for bundle of cress?
And squash, and squash.
Oh, if you want a squash and some cress, I'll give you it for a gold.
Alright, I'll pay that out of my
Deal.
share. Here you go.
Okay, takes 1 gold off you, gives you a relatively large-looking squash and a sort of habit.
Is this free range cress? Just making sure.
Well, you know, we don't go very far, and that one was taken from one of the back graves, actually, so it'll probably be quite nice. I think there was an old woman buried there. I can't remember her name anymore. But, you know, they're all helping to grow the new firm, the cress.
And their bodies do make the best fertilizer, I've heard.
Indeed that. It's been even better since we stopped using coffins.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
You know, Melchizedek, since this town seems to be trying to reinvigorate interest in living here, I would advise every single one of you never to mention that to living people ever again. Yeah.
Oh, why is that?
It might strike an unusual chord with other people.
No, bodies
Humans.
is bodies, we all become
Unless
them.
somebody comes by who wants to have that crass with a nice Chianti. He's be about the only one who would really dig it.
Oh, you know, we dig the old 7 feet down, we kick the body into it, you know, take everything off it. It's fine. Cover it up with soft earth, put the crass in. A couple of weeks later, lovely bit of crass.
Couple of weeks.
Well, you know, we would the
that's
first
fast.
batch we have to get rid of, because sometimes it can be a bit, you know, dewy.
Ooh.
Tell me more.
Melchizedek, I don't suppose you happen to know if there's any alternate way other than the front gate to get into that large and beautiful keep over
no,
there. We're just looking to do a tour.
There ain't nothing up there apart from that bastard vampire, no. I mean, when the royal family lived there, they insisted there was no way the town got in there in case, you know, the riots happened.
In case the what now?
The riots.
A riot?
We'd heard stories from overseas about some other countries rioting up and killing the royal family, so the royal family went, we ain't wanting no back doors in here.
Oh, damn, I like the back door.
Dawdle for violent revolution.
Well, thank you for your information.
That's fine. If you ever want more crass, come back and get it. We always got a good crop.
Oh, no, enough is as good as a feast.
So,
Hell, why not? I'll pay him some of the gold I stole off of the other villagers to buy more of his crest.
You'll be enjoying that there, and that'll be lovely. He gives you the
How about we
pennies.
buying crass and we can just go pick it?
Oh, you know, that bastard Bill's been stamping on it. You know, he won't walk round me. I've told him many times, walk round me cress, but no, he walks through it. Gotta cut the big footprint out the middle of the cress when I sell it sometimes.
How much for one of
Tragedy
your squash?
In the commons.
Oh, if you want another squash, it's about a gold.
Whole
And free
gold
cress
piece
with
for a squash?
Well, you know, we gotta make sure we plant more, 'cause they take a lot more tending. We get them big
How
and
much have
juicy.
you had to drink, Melchizedek?
Tendons.
What's that?
How much have you had to drink?
Oh, only had a glass and a half this morning. Usually I produce more, but that was all I could do.
I give him a gold for a squash.
Alright, gives you squash.
I can't tell if we're being extorted for vegetables.
I think we are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're
It's-
definitely getting extorted for vegetables and soylent green.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to go to the inn and we need to borrow the kitchen.
That's right. Now we need to go to
Yes.
the inn because it has to be a pie made by us.
Yes, it does.
It's not real.
I mean, it wouldn't be very neighborly if it wasn't at least an attempt at a homemade pie.
Right.
What about the crust? Does that have
It's,
to be homemade too?
Yes.
I always say you can just buy that at the store, but I mean,
Store-bought's
that's
fine.
I'm
But
good either way.
what store here are we referring to that we think to have pie crust? I mean, maybe the inn will, I suppose.
Is Astrid here in the town square
Yes,
zone?
yes, you see her sort of wandering around. Well, you see a sort of youngish girl wandering around, and from the description you can gather it's probably her.
Let's go talk to her.
So, yes, Dawdle will make his way that way.
Okay. So, what do you want to ask her?
You, Astrid,
She sort of looks at you and nods.
you cook,
Again, nods.
can make pie crust.
She sort of raises her eyebrows slightly, and then you see her sort of tell up, and she goes, I can make the best one I can.
Good enough. Done.
To whom is that done directed? The rest of us or to Astrid?
To Astrid.
Oh.
Are we ordering her to make a pie crust for
Did
us?
we just demand that she make a pie?
Dawdle
Oh,
will
wait.
pay for pie crust.
Ah, got it. And then we'll use it to make the pie ourselves. Astrid, excuse me. Would it be alright if we indicate the group, used your kitchen at the inn briefly?
She seems to well up with tears again, and then starts. I'm not going to try and do it because it's just going to basically end up hurting people's ears, but she starts sobbing that you're replacing me in my own kitchen.
What? No, that's not what we're doing. No, we have one thing we want to make. We have no desire to replace you. Everyone around this town speaks so highly of you.
She does one really loud, like, sniff that's like so.
Oh dear.
And then she goes, we'd have to ask
And
my mom."
after we're finished making our pie, then we could make you a cake to take by the ocean.
Oh, we probably should not be promising that which we cannot perform to this poor child.
Would it be that much of an issue if we used your kitchen, or?
You'd have to speak to my mom.
All right.
Well, maybe we could all cook it together, Astrid. You could join us. Make the pie crust. We all make the pie together. It will be fun.
Another really loud.
Oh dear.
No, you have to wash your hands first.
She's still just up ugly crying around you now.
Okay. Well, tell you what, Astrid. Why don't you lead us to the inn before you draw too much unnecessary attention?
So are you choosing the inn for your next time slot?
Dottle has this effect on women.
Bring them to tears?
With a stroke, he can make anyone cry.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll go to the inn next.
Okay, so Astrid tells you to go into the inn. She needs to go and speak to Jacob, so she disappears off as she points you to the inn, hands you a basket to hand in to her mother. As you walk into the inn, you see quite a large woman behind the bar. She's sort of very, you'd call her sort of rustic charm, like big rosy cheeks, sort of huge smile. Someone you definitely say is some point in her life been a midwife, put it that way. And
Dottle
as you
could
walk
use
into your
snack.
hello there, how can I help you?
We are hoping to borrow your kitchen because we hear that you have the finest culinary establishment in the entire area.
Oh, who's been saying that then?
Bill and Astrid and everyone says that it is the best place to make anything you want.
Well, you know,
As
it's small
Crass is
kitchen, it's not
involved.
really that impressive, but you know, if you want to borrow my kitchen, you pay a couple of gold and I'll happily let you do it.
I pass her the basket that Astrid gave us to give to her.
Alright, what's this she's been buying now? What's this then? She takes out the squash and looks at it and goes, funny looking turnip.
It's not a turnip.
You know what? We can just work in the kitchen. If maybe she shouldn't help us.
We will happily pay you for time in your kitchen, yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
well, don't you be blunting any of my knives.
We wouldn't dream of it. No.
So, you walk into the back room where the kitchen is. Are you just going to spend the next, 30 minutes doing a sort of...
Collectively as a team trying to make a
collectively as
pie?
team doing a montage of pie making?
Yes.
I think it's time for a montage.
We need a montage!
Montage! Woo! So, 30 minutes
Just
later,
really anticlimactic.
You have now made your pie.
Everyone really sees the pie making in their mind's eye on this.
It's a 90s style montage.
With
That's
lots of
right.
swirling, like fist bumping and passing things back and forth.
We're a team who makes pies together.
And we somehow all wind up with flour on our face.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
Well,
we're covered
obviously.
in flour.
Yeah. We have a couple of freeze frames of each of us laughing. You know.
That's right.
Throwing the dough in the air, yep.
The party laughed, the pie laughed, the table laughed. We killed the table. It was a good time.
Damn mimics. So now you've made your pie.
Mm-hmm.
You walk out the kitchen and you notice the bar making going, that's a very strange way to cook a turnip, but alright, fair enough then. Did you have fun in there?
Oh, it was a blast.
Alright,
Yes.
good.
Thank you very much for the use of your kitchen.
Oh, well, that's fine, dearie. You just do what you need to do.
I also took one of her knives.
Fair enough.
But didn't blunt it.
No, it's perfectly sharp. I actually
So
sharpened
there
it.
you go.
Okay.
Dottle suggests you try doing farm-to-table culinary lesson in kitchen.
Farm at the table?
Go-
Well, you know.
Go
I mean,
over well with bougie.
I've been offered gold for less.
Is she the only one in the inn right now?
At the moment, there's a couple of regulars, but they all look like pretty drunk and they don't really seem to be paying attention. At this point, you see there's a sort of fat man sitting at one of the side tables. He's bald with a massive moustache. He seems to be getting furiously drunk.
What's his story there, I ask?
Oh, that's Ernst. I'm not really sure what's up with him today. He came in looking quite blubbery, and he's been doing nothing but drinking. Very weird mood today. I mean, he's not usually like this. I mean, it's not Ernst to, get drunk this early in the day, but seems to be doing something.
Isn't Ernst on the town council?
Oh, aye. That's Ernst, aye.
Ah, I was told we should talk to him at some point. Now's a better time than any.
Now seems reasonable.
Okay. So you walk up to him, and he seems to be sweating profusely and staring at the barkeep, and he's just like... glugs back what ale he's got, slams his mug down and goes, "Another."
Having a rough day there, Ernest?
Well, I think I need to know.
Oh, what?
I just need to know.
Need to know what?
The barmaid walks over and goes, "What's he talking about?"
We're not sure.
I can pay for another round. Ernst, I can get you a beer if you tell us what you're talking about.
No, I've had enough. I need to know.
Okay, if you told us...
And the barmaid just sort of raises an eyebrow at him and goes, "I wouldn't have thought you'd be into that, Ernst. I mean, you're happily married."
Oh, wait a minute. Are we talking about Imelda? Is that what's happening right now?
Is there somebody under the table?
No, I think he's after Brumilda.
Yeah, excuse me, Brumilda.
And
Yeah.
Ernst sort of shakes his head like a very, very drunk man. And she's like, "Alright, well, are you sure?" He shakes his head again, he pulls out a massive bag of gold and slams it on the table and goes,
I have to know.
Alright, well, Agnes might not be happy, but, alright. She takes the bag of gold, walks behind the bar, puts it somewhere, and then stands up and goes, "Brumilda!" And at this point, a 8-foot-tall, massive woman just walks through the door wearing, commoner's clothing, walks up to her and goes, "Right, Ernst has paid me, so I guess you're taking him upstairs." Just walks over to him, picks this massive man up in one arm, throws him over her shoulder and just carries him up the stairs. And as he's walking away, his eyes are just wide, just like,
I have to know.
And you hear the sound of a door slamming and a bolt going across.
I lean in towards the barmaid. So, how much for Brumhilda?
Oh, Brumhilda's a special case.
No.
Well, you see, she's a very strange one, is Brumhilda. I mean, since she turned up, we've had these very queer men turning up asking to see her. I mean, I
think that's what's happening to them after they meet Brunhilde.
Well, they're turning up in all this finery, you see, and then they come to the bar, and then they try and sit there, and they get drunk and all sweaty, and one of them men pissed himself last night, and, then they call Brumhilde, and Brumhilde takes him upstairs, then they come back down about half an hour later, their eyes wide as saucers, and Brumhilde gets back on with chopping them trees, and, that's just the way it is. And every time they come here, they seem to pay different money. I mean, we had one chap a few months ago, paid 500 gold. And we had one man last week, paid 50. It's very queer, is that?
Variable rates, okay.
You see, you need to talk to Brumhilde, and you need to justify your case. And what she does is she seems to sort of signal how much money.
Uses a sliding scale?
Well, she's a mute, you see, so I don't actually know what's going on.
I know what's going on.
Is there any way to kind of sneak away and try to hear what's going on upstairs?
Oh, no. I mean, she insisted when she came here, she pointed at that wall and said, as she does. And I said, "What you wanting?" And she sort of put her hand over her eyes, and I said, "Are you wanting me to put blinds up, love?" And she went, as she does. And I went, all right, is that in case anyone looks in? And she did that wee grunt that she does as well. So we put these blinds in that she always puts down when she's got a client in. So you can't see nothing from outside, and you can't see nothing from this side either.
We can't hear anything.
Oh, you can hear things in there, but it's always the same sound. It's very weird. That sort of scraping noise. I mean, listen closely. And everything goes silent. You just hear this sort of like, it's a sound like, just really like delicate scraping and then getting faster and faster. It's a very weird noise, but you know, I've grown used to it. I mean, she's only been here about 4 months.
Really?
Should we break into the room?
Yes.
No.
I mean, don't you be damaging my inn.
We wouldn't dare. But
I have a key.
Oh no, she insisted that the only way to lock the door is put some deadbolts on the other side.
oh, they'd have trouble getting through a deadbolt anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe Dottle should pay her for her time and then come and report back.
Dottle has met Woman of Dreams. Will not pay. Will
Oh.
return. Make her bride. Breed race of giants.
I see.
So, did you say that he was a married man?
Well, Ernst's been happily married for about 30 odd year. Maybe even 40 now. Trying to think how old he is. I mean, he must have been past it. I mean, my late husband, God rest his soul, I mean, he, reached the sort of late 50s and he couldn't go anymore down there, if you know what I mean. We don't be surprised if Ernst, after all them beers, is, even close to that now.
Does everyone who sees Brunhilde come in and get rip-roaring drunk before they pay for her?
It's really weird, that. I mean, we had one gentleman just walk in, straight off the street, paid a lot of money, went up, came back down, looked like the rest. Don't matter if they're drunk or not, they still come down with that weird look on their face. Like they've seen some sort of ghost.
Oh, they've seen something, all right.
See, that's
A
the
lot of
weird
something.
thing, right? I mean, when I was a working girl, I used to go up and down them stairs 100 times a night. The number of things I did in there, we don't talk about. Not in polite company. But the number of things I did, I always came down here and always had to readjust my clothing. Thing about Brunhilde, never a hair out of line.
I'll admit that's a little strange, yeah.
Color me intrigued.
Dottle has seen this before. Sometimes people pay Dottle to flex.
Could I go and listen at the blinds, the door, wherever, to see if I can hear anything else?
Yep. You go up to the door, and you put your ear to the door, and again all you hear is the sound of scraping.
Is it rhythmic?
The pattern seems to always be changing.
She's doing different sets. Good
What
to
if
mix
she's
up
doing
muscle
some kind of
groups.
fortune-telling in there?
Maybe just all the gentlemen are scraping the bottom of the barrel.
But Tish.
Oh, you have a rim shot in this place. That's nice. Good. Can see how that would come in handy.
So are you folks finding it in this village then? Are you gonna move down here?
Oh, almost certainly not. No.
Oh, no.
Why is that then?
No.
Most certainly.
Yeah, turnip allergy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Mad turnip allergy. Mad crass allergy.
Oh, that's a shame that. I mean, turnip's a beautiful thing.
What if there were to happen to be some kind of, I don't know, blight and they all went away? What would you do then?
Oh, that would be terrible, that. They have to import our food from that other village. And I don't
What do
really
they grow
like their
there?
custom. The last time we sent anyone over there, Mr. Uwe went over, came back telling us they were talking lots of things. We didn't like him coming there.
Curious. This pie is just going to get colder.
No,
Well,
we've
what
had
you been
the
making the
the
pie
whole
for
time.
anyways? It's a very nice pie. I mean, if you've got a turnip allergy, why you been making turnip pie then?
Well, it's
we're
actually a squash pie.
Squash pie. Better not squash pie.
Oh, right. Oh, fair enough then. That seems a
Make
very
turnip pie.
exotic delicacy, if you ask me.
It's for the person living in the castle.
Well, you're not feeding him, are you? You don't eat human food.
He'll eat this.
When he first moved in here, I went up there with a nice tray of, usual sweetmeats and, bread and all that, you usually get. And he told me
turnips.
he don't eat no human food.
I don't know, if you came up to me and served me all these turnips, I'd probably tell you I don't eat human food.
Oh, I didn't
either.
bring him turnip. Well, I did bring him a few turnips, and that's not a lie. I did bring him a few turnips, but, there was lots of other things there, like some good steak and everything.
I thought you had a beef shortage.
Not when he moved in, no. Mr. Uwe had just arranged a nice big delivery of beef then. I love a big slide of beef with me.
That's fair. Yeah. Beef is very good. Yeah.
Should we go deliver the pie?
I think we're going to give it a try. Yeah. We appreciate the warning, Madam Rosa, but we are interested to see if maybe we can.
So are you going up that castle?
Yes.
Alright, well if you're going up that castle, take some of that barrel there with you. She gestures to a barrel at the end of the bar with a ladle bobbing around in it. Alright, that's the stuff Mr. Uwe told us. If we see a vampire, chuck it at him.
What is it?
Well, it's, I don't know, it's just been told to chuck it at the vampire if we see it.
I go over and smell it.
Yeah, I join you.
Smell it, do a nature roll if you have nature.
I do.
So do I.
It has a very strong plant-like smell. I don't really know what it is, but I know that, Melchizedek drank some of it and was very sick for a week. But we've been told that if any vampire comes in, we have to sort of fling it at him, and he'll run away, or burn him or something.
Holy water.
Apple cider vinegar.
Does it smell at all like cress?
Smells sort of weirdly planty, slightly berryish, but mostly planty.
Alright, well, I mean, I suppose we could bring it with us.
Do you have perhaps an empty jar or a vial or something?
Hang on a minute, and she sort of rakes around behind the bar and brings out a sort of wooden jug. Well, there you go, she's going to protect you against vampire. Last time we want some more vampires in this village. You take that.
Well, thank you very much, Fraulein. I fill the jug.
So you've now got a jug full of water.
Oh, great.
High cooling.
Yes, let us away to the castle.
Your next choice would have been castle, blacksmith, inn, town square, and graveyard. But if you go into the castle, we can just say go straight to the castle.
I don't suppose we could make a pit stop by the farrier and pick up a horse.
You want to bring the pie and a horse?
That'll figure one way or the other. He'd like one of
What if the horse wears the pie around his neck?
I'm listening.
Dinner and dessert.
All right, let's see if maybe the horse of it. Maybe Bill will politely offer his horse.
We'll just take Bill's horse. He doesn't need it.
All right.
He can Uber back home.
So are you going to try and pick up Bill's horse on the way past?
I guess it seems we are.
Does anyone with animal handling want to roll me to see how you get on going near a horse that doesn't want anyone to go near it?
I don't have animals.
Is Bill's horse the only horse they have?
Well, no, they're the horses that were pulling our carriage.
I have a 1. I have a 1 for animal handling.
All right.
Yeah,
so you get on trying to go near a horse that doesn't want anyone to go near it?
Best not go near horse. Lucas get kick in face.
I'll just skip the horse.
Okay, let's see if the pie works.
Okay.
Remember, he opened for the woman, and we're new in town, so.
Which one of us should go up to the door? Because we might scare him if it's all of us.
I think maybe Feather should, because he can apologize for frightening him in the stable earlier.
That is true.
All right.
If you all can kind of stay off to the side, out of sight, I can go up with the pie and apologize.
All right.
That's
so
plan.
You make your way out of the inn to the town square and round and up the hill towards the castle. As you approach the castle, you see outside the castle there seems to be, it starts with crucifixes and then goes to every single religious symbol you could imagine has been staked into the ground in front of the castle.
Oh, of course.
There seems to be a couple of paths, but there seems to be all these just wooden stakes basically nailed into the ground outside the castle. As you reach just outside the door, you notice 2 or 3 metal buckets quite similar to the ones that you dropped in the stables, just sort of sitting outside. They are quite massive buckets. They seem to be kind of almost barrel sized. They're about 70-litre buckets, which is about 15 gallon, I think, conversion. So they all seem to have this sort of layer of dried blood at the bottom. The door itself to the castle seems to have hundreds and hundreds of score marks on it all over the wall, and it looks like it's almost held back an army. And as you're approaching it, you see the door open and the scrawny-headed man's head pokes out and looks around as you're about to approach. And as you see him look like he's about to lean out, you hear a sound in the background of someone going, "Hey Bill, shunk!" And this arrow misses the man's head by about a millimetre. He squeaks really loudly and slams the door. And in the distance you hear someone go, "My name is not Bill!"
What do you want?
Goddamn Bill.
God in Himmel, Bill!
Bill may have thwarted our plans before they've begun.
We were so close. He opens the door. It was working. This is a curse.
We didn't even get to the door. We didn't have a chance to knock. I'm still gonna go up and with the pie just knock just to see.
You might as well try it.
Out.
Never knock it till you try it.
That's right.
Actually, very intentionally, I will hold your damn fire, you madcap idiot!
You still hear the sound in the distance of what must be Bill shouting at what looks like Melchizedek standing next to him.
Keep him talking, Melchizedek! Go on, Feather, go on.
You go up and knock on the door.
From the other side of the door, you hear someone basically just going...
Hey, you in there? I just want to apologize for what happened last night, I guess it was, or early this morning, whenever it was. When we scared you, accidentally, we brought something, conciliatory gift, to show that I'm very sorry.
Okay, the voice behind the door seems to just keep repeating the phrase, I'll go later, I'll go later, I need more time, I need more time, I'll go later, I'll go later, the Birdman's out, the Birdman's ready, he'll kill me, the Birdman's there, I'll go later, I'll go later, stop it, I'll go later, I just need time.
He's talking to somebody. Yeah. You can come out now, he's distracted, he won't be able to shoot.
We're here to help you, I swear.
Doesn't seem to respond to anything, he just seems to be like, it's literally hyperventilating and just repeating the phrase, I'll go later, and begging, saying, just give me more time.
So there is someone else in there with him.
Or
something.
Or he is nutter.
Or, yes, that is true, Dottle. He could just be an idiot, yeah.
Maybe it's his housekeeper, because she never puts anything back where it belongs.
Would track for this town.
I pull out the knife I stole, cut a piece of the pie, and just start absent-mindedly eating it.
Okay.
Friend, we have pie.
Not a turnip pie either.
Squash pie.
It seems as though he's not coming out.
It's really good, too, I have to admit.
Let's see what he does. Does he
Forgot the
react
car.
to you being there? No, he's just still hyperventilating, and you hear the sound like he's just sort of trance-like, just repeating that he'll go later and he just needs more time.
I think we need a plan B here.
Well, I think a plan B might be to help him with his mission. The problem is that would seem to be a bucket of blood, and I don't really know.
Horse in field?
Where's Walter Paisley when you need him?
Horse in field. Just saying it. It was Dottle's idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Since we've seen these buckets that have this dried blood, can I just scratch up some of the dried blood, maybe even taste it, just confirm that it is in fact dried blood?
Yep, you scratch it off the bottom, taste it, it tastes a little bit like rust, a little bit like blood. It's definitely blood though.
Not as good as the pie.
There's no livestock in this town currently, like if we went back to the inn, is there a chance that they've just recently butchered like a chicken or a pig so that we don't have to sacrifice a perfectly good horse?
There doesn't seem to be any livestock, no. When you look down at the town square, because where you're standing is like just on the edge of the town square, you see Uwe is standing and he seems to be addressing the crowd of people and seems to be informing them of something, and everyone seems really excited.
That man always seems to be giving speeches. All right. Horse it is, unless we want to use Uwe.
A sacrificial townsman?
I mean, he says they'll do whatever they have to protect the town.
Did we?
Is there that that covers this? Yeah.
Okay.
Just ask him to stand in a field.
Horse costume.
That's right. We'll tell him that. I mean, we'll be watching. It's not like he's 100% going to die from the whole experience.
Safe as houses.
Safe as houses, as Dottle says.
I think we should storm the castle? Yes? No?
Well, we don't really have a way of getting through the door of the castle.
Not getting
Well,
paid
maybe,
to storm the castle.
Maybe my magic can get us into the castle.
No, that's right. We have 2 magicians in the party, don't we?
We do.
Yep.
We could try a 2-pronged attack. We could have magicians trying to get in from one way, and like I can try to get in through the chimney.
Dottle, curious why I need to get into castle.
Well, it is the case now, Dottle, that there's possibility of there being something in there that he's feeding.
Dottle not getting paid to solve mysteries.
I feel like we've already done what we've got paid to do.
Yeah. We may just say to hell with it and take the money and go.
I mean, I suppose we could do that. Yeah.
We're not being paid.
I'm sort of curious if there's actually a vampire in this town. I have to be honest.
Not a vampire.
What did curiosity do to the cat?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that expression.
Not want to hurt feather on wind.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Curiosity would be bad.
It's killed many of my kind.
That is most unfortunate. Oh, I see. It kills cats. Ah, yes. Okay.
Okay, so as you get into the next choice of time slot, you can either stay at the castle. You notice that all the villagers that are in the town square seem to have been led into the inn. Looks like there's a sort of impromptu town meeting. Or you can go to the graveyard and talk to Bill if you want.
Oh, I wonder if they're having a meeting about the fact that what's-his-name just cheated on his wife.
Would they have a meeting about that?
They don't seem to have a lot to do.
True.
Consider how many conversations we've had about turnips with these people.
Dodd'll think they deserve Bill. And that Bill deserved them.
Doddle raises an excellent point.
We'd be miserable together.
I don't know. We could always take the Doddle approach and throw up our hands, abandon them to their collective fate, and let Bill try to handle it.
I'm with Doddle. I'm going to take my money and go.
We know that Bill can't handle it. That's the thing.
That is true. And I honestly have to admit, I am now very curious what's behind that door now, because it's not just this weird, scrawny, naked fellow who's stealing blood from local animals.
Instead of forcing our way in, perhaps we should ask the castle for consent. And then it'll let us in.
We just tried that.
With pie.
We just tried that.
Maybe we should have used apple pie.
I don't know that we have access to apples. The diet of this stupid town seems to be very limited.
Can magic men make illusion of horse?
Maybe.
That could be that's an excellent idea,
That's
Doddle.
a good idea. I like that
It's a great idea.
Dodd'll go to college.
Doddle have 4-year degree.
Dodd'll working on master's program.
Thesis is on existentialism. Jeez, Doddle.
Dodd'll gaze into void. Void gaze into Doddle.
Is the void actually the void, or is it only a void because you refer to it as a void, thus attributing on it that which it doesn't want to be, except for how you view it?
His non-answer is perhaps the most profound response.
We have to read the thesis to find out.
That's right.
Hello?
Are we supposed to be making a hologram of a horse?
Well, it wasn't the idea that Doddle put forward as a way to maybe spare the possible sacrifice of an actual horse, although we have to entertain the notion, I suppose, that it might know the difference.
I also think it's not really our horse.
Yeah, it's Bill's horse.
So, I don't really...
But we have to get near Bill's horse. I mean, that's the problem.
Is it for the greater good, the sacrifice of this horse?
The greater good.
On top of that, he's...
Communitatis.
He could buy a new horse.
Yeah,
That's true.
Maybe we just sacrifice Bill's horse. Bill kind of sucks. I mean, it's
All right.
The
cruel to
horse
take it
sounds
out
like
on his
it
horse,
wants
but
to.
That's right. And, I mean, if we end up being right, then it helps him. Maybe he'll care.
also I want to see Lucas's animal handling skills in action.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not getting near that horse.
No, me neither.
Go for it.
Okay.
So you going to the stables then?
Yeah, we'll ignore the town.
Okay. So you make your way to the stables. What are you gonna do?
Is there anyone around?
No.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go up to the horse.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
What am I supposed to do next?
Roll,
Say kind,
roll your
nurturing.
animal handling. Try and get near the horse without it getting angry and kicking you in the face.
I'm gonna approach the horse from the front, not from behind.
That's smart.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Consent.
I take it could not make illusion of horse.
No. I can make lightning.
The horse rears back and tries to kick out at you with your.
I've approached the horse from the front, so then how is it kicking me?
Because it
has
lurched
4
back
legs.
and went for its front feet. So do me a dex roll to see if you avoid being kicked in the face by a horse. Natural 20,
Oh,
yes. You easily
wow.
avoid the horse flashing out at you.
That 20 a second ago.
So, yes, you easily avoid the horse, but the horse is not happy letting anyone near it.
Well, I should have brought a slice of the pie.
Oh, genius! Feed the horse the pie.
Yeah.
Well, we still have the pie.
Oh, somebody bring me the pie.
Here, I'll cut a slice for you.
So you're going to get the horse's good books by offering it pie.
That would appear to be our plan, yes.
Okay, let's see if the horse likes pie. No.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but the horse does not find pie.
Oh
Relaxing.
boy. It does not enjoy pie in the slightest, does it?
Oh. What about crass?
Oh, I did. We did buy some grass, yeah.
You did.
Okay, you can try offering it cress if you want. Let's see what it does to cress.
That's not right.
Nope, it likes that better than pie, but still doesn't want anyone near it.
Okay. There must be some other way of doing this. Do they have no other meat in this town? How do they not have like a pig?
Because apparently they've all been killed. That was part of the original thing.
That's true.
Could
Point.
kill horse.
Is there a way that we could, like... Does the horse have a bridle on it? Could we, like, just pull it along, all of us, using, like, strength checks?
You could try if you want, sure.
Well, actually, hold on. Wait a minute. Maybe we're overthinking this. The creature came out of the castle to try to steal blood from this horse already.
Wait, wasn't there two
Stands
horses?
to reason it would do it again.
I thought there was two horses.
But either way, it stands to reason that he will try. He was just telling whatever else is definitely going to try to come out here again, and the only animals left are these horses.
You cut out completely there for a moment.
Oh dear.
See, that's what happened to me.
Friedrich has stroke.
What I was saying was, we heard whatever this thing is telling whatever else is in the castles that he was going to try again to get blood, and the only animals left are these horses. It has to come back here.
So we lie in wait.
Total
So,
agreed.
it's a stakeout. We have pie. It's perfect.
It's a stakeout, but with pie.
Pie out.
The pie out.
Quick, everyone makes the same joke.
At this point, you hear a... and you look at the castle, and as you look at the castle, you see the body of the very scrawny man pinned to the door by an arrow through its head.
Oh my.
And you hear the sound of ha ha! And you notice
we're
Bill
finally
making
done.
his way
Get out of
around from the tree, sort of running towards the castle.
The door's
Now's our
open.
chance. Let's get in there.
Let's go inside.
I want to see what's in the castle.
Problem
Okay.
solved.
As you sort of move out your hiding place, Bill walks up, shoots the quivering man through the chest, pulls the arrow on the floor to make sure he's dead, picks up the body, throws it over his shoulder, and goes,
I am finally free of this bastard village.
and makes
He
his way
double
towards
tap?
the inn. He shot it through the head, then shot it through the chest.
Okay.
So, as Bill is walking towards the inn, you wanted to run through the door of the castle that is lying open?
Gotta know what's
Huddle
on the
doesn't
other
want
side.
to.
Yeah.
Okay. You walk through the door of the castle.
Because we need to know if we're gonna list it or flip it.
Yes.
Okay.
Is this a
You want-
fixer-upper, or...?
You walk through the door of the castle. Behind the door, there is two more buckets that seem to have the sort of thin layer of blood at the bottom. There is a long, narrow corridor, and as you walk through, you notice there is at least 18 deadbolts in the back of this door. It looks like someone was determined that no one else was ever going to get through this door.
That is quite something.
Mildly excessive.
So you make your way along the narrow corridor, and you come into a sort of study room. We'll go from left to right. On the left, there is a table. Underneath the table, there is a large open bag of oats. On the table itself, there is a half-eaten bowl of porridge. There is a large leather-bound book. To the middle of the room, there is quite a large fireplace with a fire that's beginning to go out. A old rug in front of it, and a chair with a blanket over it. Looks like someone's been sleeping here. And to the right, there are two other exits from this room that seem to have been heavily barricaded with furniture. What do you do?
I investigate the book.
At the book.
Yeah.
Is the book covered with human skin with an eyeball on the cover that's looking at us?
No,
Is it leather bound?
it's leather-bound. You
It is
Put a
open,
spell on you.
you open the book, and inside the book there is what looks like detailed descriptions of furniture. It starts off as things like family crest, bureau, intrinsically carved, and looks like it's got a sort of date, condition, and value put next to it. It's like someone was making a list of all the furniture in the building.
Someone going on Antiques Roadshow.
As you flick through the book, you
Inventory.
find that the detail gets less and less, and then the final few pages are just "Help me" written over and over again in very scrawled, desperate handwriting.
Oh, so burn down the building?
Doddle think burn down building.
Well, we should take some of the cool stuff first.
No. Place cursed. Should leave now before curse fall upon us.
Can I lift the rug up?
Yep. Congratulations, you have found the trapdoor.
Well, it's always in the first place you would look.
Writing down things, I was like, okay, book first, rug second. Yes.
Yep.
Well done,
Sounds like
Sekac.
we're in the study, so that trapdoor probably takes us to the kitchen.
We can make another pie.
Go Team Pie!
As you lift the trapdoor, you see a set of stone stairs leading down. There's the occasional and quite large drop of blood. Looks like it's been spilled on the stairs on the way down.
Oh, so he's been carrying all the buckets of blood down these stairs? Maybe? I don't know.
So Doddle just want to check in with everyone else. Does everyone else think this terrible idea lead to
We
death?
should probably light a torch so we can see where we're going.
It is the middle of the night, so it's pretty damn dark.
Doddle alone.
Yes, Doddle alone. That is true, yes.
So, at this point, what light sources are you going to use?
I have some candles.
I will light a torch.
I also have a torch. Gonna stick my finger in. Is the blood fresh? Is it still sticky?
It's
Is it
very dry.
Very dry? Alright, I'll scratch a little bit up and taste it, just force a habit at this point.
Yep, it's just blood.
Alright.
You're not the vampire.
Don't. Yeah, no, I'm fine.
The twist.
It was the
Vampire
party
was us
member
all
the
along.
whole time.
Yeah.
I've done that.
I do the cat clock eyes back and forth, very shifty.
Can I splash a little bit of the water from the jar on him? Just a little.
Okay, you make him wet.
Ah, damn it!
Sorry, I slipped.
I knew it!
Don't like to be wet.
I knew it! If we covered him in
That
water,
might
he
be
gets
wet.
wet! Kill him!
The real horror starts here.
Ducks float.
Exactly. What else is made of wood?
So we lit our
Red.
torches. Should we go down?
Okay, so are you doing anything about the fact you've been covered in water now, or are you just going to ignore it and just move on?
I mean, I'll just kind
We'll
of
dry.
dry. I'll dry myself using the rug.
Okay. So you make your way down the stairs. As you get to the bottom of the stone stairs, you see a large stone sarcophagus in front of you.
Oh.
Maybe you should have burned it.
See,
I break out my crowbar.
Okay.
I can
take
help.
it we
I also
have to
a crowbar.
maintain the party still, huh? Right?
Yep.
I take out my
You can run if
holy-
you want.
I mean, can I be back at the top of the stairs?
Yep.
Doddle will hang out by the trap door at the top.
Aren't you our fighter?
I am also a fighter. I'm a
Dot-
hellbird.
Doddle may be fighter, but Doddle not idiot.
Wise fighter.
Doddle sure of this?
Doddle positive.
Okay. So the rest of you are at the bottom of the stairs with this massive stone sarcophagus in front of you. What do you want to do?
Is there anything carved
Open
into
it.
the sarcophagus?
It's very intrinsically carved. It looks
what
like
is it?
it's quite Gothic inscribed. It looks like a very sort of old Eastern European money kind of thing.
Any writing that we would recognize?
No, just sort of very intrinsic sort of Gothic-y style pattern.
So open her up.
Let's crack it open.
Okay.
I-
Who's
my-
opening them?
Okay, this is like my primary job. Can I check it for traps?
Only now.
Indeed, you are wise.
Do you need me to roll for that?
Roll.
Or no?
Yeah, just do a roll and we'll see what you get. Add
Okay.
tinkering if you have it.
Tinkering? I don't. I have dungeoneering.
Add
Track
dungeoneering then.
balance.
Dungeoneering's fine.
Okay,
Punch those keys harder, Tom.
I will.
Really slam them down.
You walk around the entire sarcophagus and you check all around it. It doesn't seem to be any traps.
All right. Okay, then let's go.
I jimmy my crowbar into place.
Okay. Roll.
I guess I'll do a
strength roll
strength.
to open it.
This would probably be easier.
Okay,
with
you just
other
about
fighters.
managed to open it. There's a massive, smashing sound as the lid rolls off the other side and shatters into thousands of pieces. There's
Good.
immediately a strong stench of very old blood, and inside the sarcophagus seems to be a sealed wooden coffin that looks very, very old, with a small gold plaque on it.
What's the plaque say?
The plaque says, "God rest her soul."
Her soul.
Is it a perfectly square coffin, or is it one of those ones where it's like you can tell where the shoulders would be?
You can tell where the shoulders would be. It looks like a very, very old-fashioned coffin,
All right.
but it looks like it's pretty dilapidated, like it could fall apart if you just poke it.
Okay, now before we poke it, now we're getting to it here. That could actually be a vampire.
Do we want to bake a pie at this point?
See, Donald said.
Is that Dottle calling from the top of the stairs?
Thank you, Doddle.
Donald, do you have the pie?
Doddle has pie. Doddle also has nails.
I have nails as well. Should we just seal this and call it a day?
Well, hold on. It was day outside, right?
No,
No, it was night.
you're
Oh.
basically all at midnight at this point.
Oh,
Oh.
Perfect timing.
We did this well. Well planned.
we're going to die.
So it's very old, dry wood.
Yes, it looks very, very old, this coffin.
Oh, let's torch it.
All right, so I have a flint and tinder.
You're just gonna spark at it, see if it catches.
You have a Tinder? Swipe right.
No, I think this is the right plan. You know, they say to burn the earth, and so go ahead. Yeah, burn it. Yeah.
Anyone opposed?
Nah.
All right, I strike the tinder and flint against the sarcophagus.
Okay. Just do a normal d20 roll, let's see what happens. Yep. You spark the flint and tinder, and a huge spark goes onto the casket. It begins to start burning very slowly, and then the flames begin to consume the whole coffin over the course of the next 5 minutes. And eventually the coffin falls inwards, and a stench of dried blood just fills the room. And all the light seems to be like pouring out of this like sarcophagus. Can everyone, apart from Doddle, who's not in the room, do me an awareness check, please?
Sure. God, this thing really does roll low. Jeepers.
It's not usually this bad, it's just it's quite angry today.
It's the Halloween
Find into
episode.
it.
Okay.
Gosh.
At this point, Feather feels something wrap around his leg and pulls him straight upwards. So Lucas also feels something wrap around their leg and pull them straight upwards. You seem to have been picked up by a green tentacle coming from one of the walls, and it is like flailing you round.
Can I just take my axe and try to hit this tentacle?
Roll.
Oh.
You might not hit yourself, but let's see. Do you hit
Oh boy.
something? You hit someone else.
Oh.
Oh.
Who do you hit?
Sorry.
You hit the third person down, which is Lucas.
Oh.
And I have
Sorry.
to use my wound table, so give me 1 second. The first one is where? Oh dear. And the second one is what happens. So, you hit someone in the groin,
Oh no.
but you only
no.
bruise them. So, you nutshot Lucas.
Oh jeez.
He was also
been
flailing
thinking
round,
that
so
all
that
day.
must be a pretty
Sorry.
powerful hit.
Ah, mein Gott.
I feel terrible.
That's the most action it's seen in weeks. You're okay.
Oh.
So,
Maybe you're into that particular kind of thing. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Can I go and attack with my halberd to attempt to free, I guess, who's closest to me? Probably
Feather and Lucas are both, they've been grabbed by the ankle and just like flailed around, so it's up to you if you want to free one of them or look at what's flailing them.
Well, that's a good point. I'll look at what's flailing them.
Okay. You hold the light towards the wall. You see that there is a wall covered in what looks like drying blood, and there seems to be 8 or 9 very thick green tentacles coming from it, and you notice the wall is beating like a heartbeat.
Oh my god. He's been feeding the building. The
hit it-
building is the vampire.
At this
building's
point, the
named
building creaks all
Steamore?
around you.
Oh dear god. Okay, well, let's help.
For a giant Venus flytrap.
Can I
Can
hit it with,
Donald
like,
hear the screaming
staff?
from downstairs at this point?
Yes, you hear the screaming.
I want to shoot the lightning from my staff at
Okay.
the beating wall.
All right, roll.
Just a straight roll?
Add your intelligence.
So while they're screaming and everything from downstairs, Doddle's going to go ahead and just kind of semi-calmly get the nails out of his bag along with his crowbar and sort of set them around the trapdoor.
Okay. You lightning shock the wall, the lightning sort of arcs along the wall, and you notice the heartbeat get faster.
Oh.
And the tentacles get slightly more fierce and start thrashing around more.
I am helping, I swear.
It doesn't feel that way right now.
So it's Lucas still to react. So what, as you're being flung around the room, what are you going to do?
Oh, I'm gonna cut the tentacle in half.
Alright, roll to see how you get on swinging while you're being flung around by the ankle.
You can do it, Lucas.
You manage to swing, you manage to cut half with the tentacle, and this thick green ichor starts spraying everywhere as well.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, that's great.
Is Lucas still held by the tentacle?
Yep.
Oh, damn.
It's basically been injured, it's not as forcefully flicking you around the room as it is with Feather. Feather is literally being like swung
I will
like a cat
try
around
to-
the room.
Can I now try to attack the tentacle that has feather?
Yep.
He's like a feather on the wind.
Watch how he soars.
Sort of.
That's probably high enough, you don't hit him. But you don't manage to do much damage to the tentacle. You graze the tentacle, and again this thick green ichor starts seeping out the side, but it's not really doing much damage to it.
That's fair.
Everything going okay?
Could use your help, Doddle!
What is it?
It's a building.
Doddle told you.
No, you said something about the coffins. This is the actual castle, so, if you're afraid of the coffins, then the room you're standing in could be just as dangerous as where we are now.
Doddle said this place cursed. No one listened to Doddle.
Burn it to the ground.
Agreed, but we need to free our friends first, or
Sacrifices must be made.
Oh boy.
Can I take another swing at this tentacle?
Yep. Swing. Yep. You slice clean through the tentacle. There is green ichor being sprayed around the room now, so pretty much everyone is covered in this, apart from Doddle because he's outside the room. Is covered
Just
in
like-
this thick green ichor.
Okay, let's see if we could pull Lucas free and then light the whole thing on fire, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, please free me.
Okay.
I could hit it with lightning again.
It's now sprang away. Away you go.
Doddle's upstairs counting on
It didn't work the first time. Maybe it'll work a second time.
If we still get paid.
Do something.
Gold. But there are fewer
Yep,
people to
you
use.
manage to shock the tentacle. Let's go for Lucas for a second, who lands very harshly on the floor. But
You're
it's still
welcome.
completely intact, at least.
Mostly.
Well, should we just try to get the hell out of here then?
You can run out if you want.
Yes, let's please run.
Okay.
Please.
I will execute a rear guard action to make sure that everyone gets out okay.
And what is that rear guard action going to be?
I'm just going to stand at the base of the stairs and try to hold off if any of the tentacles come at people as they're running up, and then run up myself.
Okay, that's fine. Everyone sort of runs past you. The tentacles seem to be sort of like grasping to try and grab one of you. Again, this green ichor is being sprayed everywhere at this point still.
This is the least pleasant thing that's happened to me in the last 2 weeks.
All right, so we all make it back up to the door.
Yep.
All right, let's nail it shut and light it on fire.
As you come up, Doddle's like, nothing Doddle could do. Doddle fought so hard. Try to save friends. But, hey guys.
Practicing your eulogy.
No, I think he was practicing his speech to get paid in our absence. Calling me crazy. It's okay, Doddle. I think a few of us would have done the same thing in your position.
Yes, 100%. I thought it was part of the guild act.
Now can nail shut building and set on fire?
Yes, now can nail
Yes,
shut
Doddle.
building and set on fire. This is true.
Okay. As you begin, are you just going to nail the trapdoor shut and then set the furniture on fire?
Yep.
Oh,
Torch everything.
We're gonna get out of the building first.
Okay.
Maybe.
So you nail the trapdoor shut, then set light to a lot of the furniture as you run out the building. As you do this, you feel the ground beneath your feet shake like a violent earthquake.
That's bad.
Running. Keep running out the door.
Just run.
Okay. As you run out the front door, the ground is continuing to shake, and you hear the sound of cracking. And as you run out the front door, you see in the middle of the town square, everyone seems to be drunk. Bill seems to be shouting at the blacksmith that his horse is badly injured, and there's a sort of youngish man in the middle of the town square with his arms outstretched and goes,
Brothers and sisters, I bid you welcome, Sekac, to our world.
And at this point you hear the sound of ripping, and the building behind you, completely still ablaze, just rips in twine, and this massive frog-like creature with billions and billions of eyes just rises from behind you.
Oh,
It's
that's
several
not good at all.
hundred stories high, just keeps rising and rising and rising till even the sun, which has just started to rise, is blocked out. You did not save the world.
Oh no.
Brought about Armageddon.
No, I
Got
think
good pie out of the deal, though.
We did get a good pie out of the deal.
So,
Go team.
Oh,
you may not have
too
saved the
bad.
world, but folk can find you guys somewhere and check out your stuff. So, starting with the top, where do you come from and what do you do and where can people find you? Starting with Doddle.
So, I'm Frank Eastman at FJ Eastman on Twitter. I'm from the Work-Life Imbalance podcast. Work-Life Imbalance is a comedy advice podcast where we specialize in advice that will get you fired, given by two guys who ought to know better. Feel free to drop by the site, leave us a question to be answered on air, or you can email questions directly to questions@wlicast.com. We release every other week on Fridays, and you can find us online at wlicast.com on Apple Podcasts and wherever the podcasting equivalent of vendor trash can be found.
Nice. Next, we have Feather and Friedrich all both come from the same podcast, so it's up to you guys if you want to do it individually or if you want to do it together.
take it away, Tom.
Right. I am Tom Witty, and Friedrich was Ryan Sekac, and we are the hosts of the School of Schlock podcast. Twice a month, we watch Schlocky B movies, and then we give long-form reviews of them. You can find us on Twitter at School of Schlock. It's SCHLOCK. You can find us on Facebook as well, facebook.com/School of Schlock. You can listen to us on iTunes, on Spotify, the Google Play Store, radio.com, lots of different places. So if you like B movies and you're interested in reviews of them, look us up and give us a listen.
Awesome. Next, we have Lucas.
Yes, playing Lucas is me, Ryan L. Terry. I'm a screenwriting lecturer at the University of Tampa, film critic, and even figure skater. Known by my monikers Podstitute and Podhopper, you may have heard me on some of your favorite shows, such as Mike, and Oscar, One Movie Punch, In Session Film, Blockbuster Mentality, Movie Geek and Proud, Just So You Know, and more. But I would love to sit down with you on your show. Whether we're talking about my area of expertise, the American horror film, chatting about what we're watching on TV, or diving deep into a classic or underrated film, I would love to make time for you. You can follow me on Twitter, where I am very active at RLTerry1, and on my blog at rlterryrealview.com. That's real with 2 E's. And thanks so much for listening to the show this evening, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.
Awesome. And finally, we have Strangway.
Hi, my real name is Tony, and I am the host of the FlixX Raid podcast. You can find me on Twitter at FlixXRaid. That's XRAYED, not X-rated. People screw that up all the time. I host a podcast that releases every Tuesday where we essentially have a book club for movies. We get a roundtable discussion and we talk about all sorts of different movies, especially we like to touch on indie films. So, you can find me on all of your favorite podcasting apps.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much to my guest this evening. So, we'll just say good night.
Good
night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Sorry about that whole planet.
Damn.
We tried.
Thank you for listening to this episode of our 2019 Open the Dungeon Halloween series. The story was written by Nikolai Pupsky and Artie McNeil. All music by Daniel Bustrom, except the All the Horror intro, which was done by Sean Faust. If you would like to be involved in future Halloween recordings, please send us a message at Penance RPG. This year's episodes are also a part of the All the Horror 2019 collaboration. Check out #AllTheHorror on social media for more gruesome goodies. If you would like to support Penance RPG in future projects, or just think you'd love to have our Halloween logo on a shirt from our recently opened Teespring, links can be found in the description. Until next time, good night out there, whatever you are.